I'm Varun.
I'm just Putty Bee, keeping you informed.
Today I want to show you cleaning crews that can be added to your freshwater and marine aquariums. Cleanup crew is the name applied to mobile invertebrates to help keep the tank clean by grazing on algae and uneaten fish food. Nuisance algae is especially prevalent in new tanks. Bright surfaces, bright light, and spare nutrients can rapidly turn into a brown, green, or red slimy mess. A week or two after aquascaping your tank, cleanup crews can then be added. Marine tanks. First up are hermit crabs. There are dozens of hermit crab species available, but make sure you only buy the small species. Hermits will graze algae and uneaten food from the rocks and sand and are fun to watch. They are relatively cheap and widely available. You must provide spare shells for them, however, as they need a slightly larger shell to move into as they grow. If spare shells are not available, the largest, strongest crabs in the group will remove other crabs from their shells and steal them, or kill nearby snails, eat them, and move into those shells. Add 3 to 5 to an average sized tank. Next are snails. There are many algae grazing snails available, including the turbo, the tectus, and the Estrella variations. Most are sold under the turbo name, despite the true Mexican turbo snail having a different shaped shell from the common cone-shaped species. Algae grazing snails will consume fine algae from sand, rocks, and glass, although they prefer grazing smooth surfaces and high-flow areas versus rocks or sand where predators can turn them over and devour them. Some say that mixing snails and hermits is a bad idea, because hermits may eat them and steal their shells, although in an established tank with plentiful grazing, this shouldn't happen. A strong snail on a firm surface should be able to evade a crab attack. The advice used to be to add dozens of snails, even the small tanks, but they often run out of food and die. Add 5 or so to the average size tank. Freshwater tanks. Let's start with fish, as certain fish are just as useful as invertebrates for cleaning up. Suckerfish, such as Plecos, come in a variety of sizes, colors, and patterns, and price tags. These will clean all the surfaces, including decorations, both fake and real, and also the glass sides of the tank. They are the most well-known helpers. However, it's worth remembering that although they eat lots of algae, all that waste has to go somewhere too. So what other species can you combine to make part of your cleanup crew? Well, scavenger fish, such as Corydoras or other ground-dwelling catfish, are helpful as they'll eat the leftovers, primarily all those flakes that the top swimmers missed. Moving on from fish, we come to invertebrates. These will move around the gravel more and keep areas from going stagnant, meaning that there will be fewer dead water areas where algae can build up. They also get all the dirt particles from the gravel up and moving and into the filter rather than settling on the floor and rotting to make things worse. Shrimp are a great addition to a tank, as not only do they clean up, but they also add a whole new aspect to the system. Time spent looking for shrimp in their nooks and crannies of the tank, and especially watching them feeding, probably outweighs the fun of the fish. Nowadays, there are so many shrimp around in a host of colors, meaning that they are no longer the unseen animal living at the bottom of the tank, but a whole new feature in themselves. These little guys will go around to eat algae growing on gravel, plants, bogwood, and decoration. They like to pick at things, and they do so constantly. They'll also go through some of the waste in the tank that was passed by the pleco who ate all the slimy surface algae. It'll then be broken down further with shrimp passing through it constantly. That said, do bear in mind that not all shrimp feed on the same things or even feed the same way. Another method of feeding, more common in larger shrimp like the wood shrimp, is to sit atop a well-placed branch directly in line with the flow of water from the filter and catch all the particles in the water with their fan fingers. This means the particles of food are not flowing around the system anymore, and that helps with cleaning. Simple as that. Hope you enjoyed our look at some natural ways to clean your tank with our invertebrate friends. If you have experience with snails and hermit crabs in your fish tank and would like to share some ideas for others, please leave us a comment in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Next time we'll take a closer look at my friend the long-nosed hawkfish and some of his tank mates. Please give us a like and hit that subscribe button.